Hey everybody, it's Kelly, and right here is the Andre the Giant to my Rowdy Piper. That's T-O-double-D-Z, Fetty Lay Fishwan right there. On tonight's show, we got some old friends stopping by. Former Sector 13 guard and everybody's favorite comedy Viking, that's Thomas the Red. Also, one of the most outgoing and versatile actors I've ever had the pleasure to work with at Reaper's Revenge, our very own Justin Lunchbox Grossmanner.
I love me some Lunchbox.
Yeah, Lunchy's coming. A very important message from Candy the Clown. It's a jam-packed show. Let's get on with the Motley.
Let's do it.
Hi, how you doing? Okay, so today on Candy's public service announcement, me and Sneakwa the piggy, we want to tell you something very serious this time. Well, first of all, when you're on the interwebs, you should be nice. You shouldn't go around being mean to people for being rounder than you, or like older or younger, or having different colors than you, or being weirder than you. Because we're all a little weird, right? So like, just don't be mean. You don't want to be a jerky.
What about beef jerky?
Oh, I like beef jerky. You can be beef jerky, but don't be other jerky. No jerky. And if you are a jerky, I'm gonna chop you up with my chainsaw.
And we're back! Hey, everybody!
Hey.
Our very special guest here tonight, we have Thomas the Red and Lunchbox, straight from the hayride there on Reaper's Revenge. How you guys doing? It's nice to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Hello.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I was wondering where you were going to say Lunchbox was from. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
he's been everywhere.
from the
He's been
hayride,
everywhere.
but man, there's so many places Lunchbox could come from. I don't know. My mind went into weird place there. Sorry, Lunchy.
That's okay.
So great to have you guys on the show. So excited to see our actors, which are the backbone of the mountain. We talked about the tractor drivers. They're we can't do the show without them. But you guys work all year long to hone in your acting skills and really bring an A game to the show. And that's what makes Reapers stand apart from other shows, is we really focus on those things. So Godspeed,
You guys.
my friends.
It's
Okay,
you
that's it
guys.
for the interview. Thank you. All right. Oh, wait, we're supposed to ask some questions, right?
Yeah, just a couple. Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah. I was just ready to move on. Okay.
Took me all the way to my computer.
All right, guys. All jokes aside, Thomas, I'm going to start with you. What was your motivation to become an actor at Reaper's Revenge?
Well, if I'm going to be honest about that one, I actually ran into Mr. Mike Bellardi while I was heavily intoxicated at a bar. I don't drink anymore, but and he said I was wearing my Viking armor at the time, and he told me about Reaper's Revenge, and do you need some side money? And I was like, yeah, why not? Why shouldn't I sign up for this? And I slept maybe 3 hours, and then he was like, wow, you actually showed up.
Right.
And
Did we meet you at Levels?
yes.
Okay, because I was there for that encounter, and Michael did speak with you. I kind of observed you from the background and was just like, I think I gave my sign of approval. I was like, wow, this dude's gonna totally fit. But yeah, I remember that night. It was great. It was like a Halloween thing or something, right?
Yeah, if I remember correctly. But I usually, well, back when things were operating, I would go out and like this on a regular basis. But as far as motivation goes, I've been in a few films and a few plays, and I just really wanted to commit to a character, because when you're on set, you're going to do the same scenes over and over and over again. And Reaper's Revenge provided a good opportunity for field testing that, because you basically do the same scenes over and over and over again. And, just seeing if you have what it takes to tough it out as an actor, regardless of the field.
Right. We're going to get to that in a minute, because we're going to talk about all that. But Lunchy, what made you want to be Lunchbox? No, I mean an actor at Reapers.
Actually, it started back when at my house. Actually, I love just setting up my own little play area. I had a little hill. I put a fog machine, and when kids came across, I loved to jump out of them, scare them, pretend I was an old-fashioned Matronic, like you see at the Party Cities. You know, the really bad. I am here to scare you kind of things. I always did something like that, and it was always fun to see them have a good smile, laugh, and run, and they know it's not harmful. So when I got approached with that idea of working at a haunt, which my friend actually introduced me to, I was like, yeah, like that was a no-brainer for me.
Well, that brings up a good point, Lunch. You know, a lot of us were home haunters and always had this in the back of our head. I mean, I did 10 years before I decided to throw my hat in the ring somewhat as a professional haunter. And, you know, now we're 12 years later on that, and somehow I made a living out of it. You know, so we all started somewhere in our yards, but our passion and love for all these things really grew into it. So great point. Let's jump back
I started in a hay barn with my church youth group.
No, nobody cares, Kelly. Okay. And I love the Viking things you've been throwing in there. I didn't want to interrupt Thomas, but I think you were upstaging him. Good job.
I was
no worries.
Yeah, get.
I talk out of my ass professionally, so you'll interrupt me at any time, please.
Fair enough. Okay, so overall, starting with Thomas, what's your favorite part about being an actor? Whether it's at Reapers or, as you said, you've done film and plays, what's your overall favorite part of being an actor?
It's just really diving into the character. Like, what's their motivations? I become that person when I'm doing it. You know, like when I grew up, I played a lot of D&D, so you gotta like create a lore, and you know. With when I played Castle at Sector 13, you know, I had my own tactical armor because I play a lot of paintball, and I have previous training from when I was a sheriff's deputy. So I took that real life skill and put it into the character, and just, you know, what would that person do if they really existed? And then you just eventually become that person, and that's my favorite part of it.
Very good. Lunch, how about you? What is your favorite part?
24/7, you know that. But the favorite thing about being a character is, you do get some short those lines, but just the reactions to see of people discovering you for the first time. Everybody knows me as Lunchbox, not Justin Grosvenor, because that actually is a character I came up with long ago. He's just an outgoing, crazy guy, and he's like became Justin. He actually took over my life, which is I don't mind at all, which I love because it just makes me into a sane, crazy character that I could just be like, oh, it was Lunchbox's fault, not mine. It wasn't me that was doing it. It was Lunchbox. So it's just like he said, diving full head into a character to just go completely different and crazy, and I just have fun with it.
Well, you let me know how it works out when the cops show up and you say it was Lunchbox's fault. Let me know how that works out. Okay. So, all right, Kelly, I feel like I'm good with those two answers. I think they've earned the right to have a third question, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's try to get serious with this one, guys. We're going to go presidential with this whole thing. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna bring some Clinton into it. What was your wildest memory of a scare or an interaction with a customer at Reaper's Revenge? And Thomas, go.
I mean, there was just so many just in that first room at Sector 13. Like, your job was to hype everybody up, and then they've been waiting in line for an hour and a half sometimes, and they're kind of bent out of shape, and there's always just smoke and gunfire and helicopters. And I remember I puked a couple of times from all the sound and craziness. Like, just the whole, it was just, It felt like you were in a combat zone. They did it really well with all the different sound effects and all the different media coming together. Like it felt really awesome being a part of that. Just, I remember one guy, he had like a PTSD episode, like like we didn't even start the thing yet. And when I was like, dude, you're all right. We got him out. Like that's how intense that gets.
Absolutely. But, you bring up a good point. Like, even though we're 150 million% into our characters, the show, entertainment, safety always is at the top of everybody's list. And your training that you get before we even let anybody act on the mountain comes into play in those situations. As I'm sure, like you said, working with the sheriff, you have a background where you already analyze those things. So kudos to you, bro. Lunchy, tell me something wild about a memory with you. I mean,
I've been there almost 9 years since this is the 10th year episode. I'm going to my 10th year. I got two really good ones, so I'll do them really quick. Once I was working in pitch black, and I was at the very end. That was last attraction, and basically you can't see me in this room because it's just a quick flash, and you might see me. And I chased these guys, and they jumped over, not down.
No, I'm sorry, Kelly. That was awesome. Throw it again one time. You only see a flash. That's it. Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Lunch.
and they jumped down the stairs, and I chased them out because it was during my break time, so it was great. And then, of course, the favorite is the porta potty scare. When we go on break, we don't drop as characters at all. I hid actually in the guys' bathroom because we scare the guys. So I was hiding in there. Guy and girl come out of the final scene, and the girl's going to the lab, scared to go into the girl's lab, afraid somebody's going to jump out there. She opens her door, nothing. He's about to open the door. I actually kick it down, screaming and yelling at him. He falls down on his ass. I run back towards my area, and I'll hear him, anybody else have to use the bathroom? Because I don't need to anymore.
Good point. All right. Well,
Awesome.
Let's get to the final question for you guys today. Let me change back up. I feel like, Thomas, I'm going to go to sector for you. Okay, so I'm there. That is our beautiful sector background.
Helicopters.
Yeah, there's helicopters. I think I just saw one go overhead. And this is something all four of us can speak to because we've all played an actor at different times. But Thomas, you and I can share first in sector. How do we mentally prepare for those long evenings and scaring? Literally in between groups, there's a longer wait for the customer between groups. But I've been on nights where I have 10 seconds to regroup and I got to do my spiel all over again. Go with it. Tell me how you mentally prepare for that.
At the time I was working a lot of hours and a lot of customer service, so getting yelled at all day on the phone. And at the time I was dating a person that liked to argue. So I would bring all that energy to when I would arrive at sector for the first time. And I would always just keep 1,000-yard stare all the times. And in between the breaks, you ran to your water as quickly as possible. You just chug some down, you just get ready. Cause I always thought that if someone's walking in that door, that's the first time, and you got to bring that same energy at 8 o'clock as you do at midnight. And, if your voice wasn't blown out by the end of the night, you were doing it wrong. And I'll never forget some of those feelings at the end of the night.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. The couple times I filled in as a guard, I don't know why they keep putting me in as a guard when they're down people. But, I'd have to kick the door open. And I think, what was I, Brojax, maybe? I don't know.
Banks, Brojack.
I don't remember which one I was. But, I was one of them. And I'd kick the door open. And you're right. I'd have 10, 15 seconds to get some water in me and have to go right back into it. Have that stare. Have that intensity, because that attraction is all about what you get from that door coming open. And I'll tell you, I didn't let down at the end of the night. I barely could walk away. But Lunchy, how about you? How do you prepare? Because I love your character on the hayride. I get a joy out of it every night. But you never disappoint. You always bring everything. And, how do you prepare for that?
Like you said, mostly mental. You just gotta keep your head up. Shrug the things up that go wrong, or the customers are acting inappropriate. You kind of just have to shrug whatever comes at you. I always remember actually when I went to a haunt and how I actually experienced a really bad experience at a haunt where the guy actually got on the wagon, got off, like you could tell where he went, saw him in the woods, and he actually opened the beer and sat down at a campfire. Like it ruined the whole experience for me, and I was so disappointing. So I actually keep that in the back of my mind. I don't give somebody that kind of show. I want them to experience it. I know they've been waiting. I know I've been busting my butt, but hey, they deserve it, and that's all I got.
Good answer.
No, that's a great that's a great point that you bring up, because in the haunt industry we often talk about it's a show, but man, there's nothing worse than when you're leaving and you see 5 or 6 people from the haunt out back smoking a cigarette, in character, out of character, half in, half out. It's like, no, the show is there from start to finish. You get out of your car, you better expect something. I mean, I want to take it a new level this year with COVID. When you get home, you better expect something. We're gonna put characters at your house now.
Puzzles the Clown is doing house calls.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, man, great to see both of you. Can't wait to be up on the mountain with you soon.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We'll be doing actor classes this summer, as usual, where it's more an excuse for our family to get together. So you guys are awesome. Love every single one of you, mainly you two, because you're right here in front of us. And I got to say something like that.
All right, good to see you guys.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Okay, see you guys. Bye-bye.
Weird. Woo!
Episode 10, Down the Hatch.
San Francisco.
Woo! It was great to see Lunchy. That's one of my favorite guys. He is a maniac on that mountain. He's one of the most open-minded creature roaming that mountain to just be like, hey, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get crazy, man.
You know what I liked about the interview the most was we were talking about it. Well, that was definitely a great part.
Yeah.
I had to totally stop right then and there when I saw it. But it was just neat to see those guys just kind of chill right now, because we know how both of their characters are larger than life up there. They're huge.
Yeah, those are.
But, to just see them kind of chilling and just, it was just neat. So, hey, it was a great episode. So,
it was. I enjoyed it. But yeah, those are two of the hardest working guys, actors I've worked with.
Yeah. So, so I say we go to Home Safe and Save Halloween.
You still here? It's over. Go home. Go. And get off my lawn.